So tell me about this exhibition that's here today, and kind of just the theme and what's happening here.
So this exhibition explores the work of 3 generations in the same family of art, and it explores in part the way in which from one generation to the next we can achieve a kind of immortality, both by being remembered and by the art that we produce. And it further explores the question of how, as one generation follows the next and is followed by the next, how each generation asserts itself as both independent and itself, but also as related to before. In this case, since Alice Lok Cahana was a Holocaust survivor, there are a whole series of other nuances that are part of it, because her survival in the first place represented a kind of defeat of Hitler, and her creating art in the second place and transforming the kind of ugly, destructive darkness that was his thumbprint into something that was beautiful and colorful and meaningful. A second way in which she defeated him. The third way, of course, is that she produced a beautiful family, and she produced a daughter, 2 sons. Both sons eventuate as rabbis, as their father had been before them. One son ends up as part of this exhibition because he's writing poetry, so a different art form. And each of these sons has a pile of children. Well, the oldest daughter of the son who is the poet in this exhibition is an artist, but in a different medium. She's a photographer, she's a filmmaker. And what is most interesting is that each of them obviously completely individual and completely independent, different identities as artists, and all of them intimately interconnected. The poetry refers back to Ronnie's father and his mother, to his wife, forward to his children. Alice's art and the ambience she created for her children and grandchildren was one of an awareness of the importance of art as an instrument of healing. And Kitra, you look at the plethora of works that she has done, all of them have a focus on issues that are social, issues that focus on those who are disadvantaged, those who have difficulties, and it's very clear that she was influenced by her grandmother, by her father, as her father was influenced by his mother and influenced his daughter. So it's a wonderful compendium of work that is part of an even larger story that the exhibit can't tell, of an entire family, an entire clan that is absolutely filled with creativity and with a sense of conscience, a sense of the importance of memory, and the importance of beauty.
And then, yeah, just tell me, because it's a very unique aspect to kind of tell this particular story, but through different generations. Kind of tell me the uniqueness about that.
Well, first of all, there is a uniqueness in having this trifecta of artists covering 3 generations, but also each in his and her own right is unique. The kind of paintings and the kind of sculpture that Alice did, with this incredible richness of texture and an interest in color and contrast, an interest in imagery that bears elements of abstraction, elements of figuration, that tells a story and that leaves it, very importantly, as a responsibility for the viewer to try and figure out for him or herself what the story is. And Ronnie's poems, which explore the ends back and forward, in and out of the human experience, filtered in particular through his relationships with his family. And then Kitra's work is truly unique. She, not only in a technical sense, some of her photography treads completely different and new ground technically, such as the work directly behind me, but also the way in which she so successfully could embed herself in the communities that she photographed or of which she took film, because her sense of them and their sense of her, of empathy, of feeling with them, that enabled them to open themselves up to her and allowed her to create imagery which is taken from the inside and not the outside of the communities and individuals with whom she was involved. So each of them alone is unique, and all of them together, it's like an exponential uniqueness.